I'm going to talk about the changes and variations in construction contract and also project under the Vietnamese law. But I think the Vietnamese lawyers, they are better than me. They should be better than me on that topic. But I'm going to present my experience and the views as a foreign lawyer who has been working in Vietnam for 7 years. And I just grouped the topics in 3 parts, and the first part kind of summarized the main the noticeable differences and the very some kind of unique characteristics of the Vietnamese laws on the changes and variation. And the second part, in the second part, I'm going to talk about the some law provisions and the as a closing part, I'm going to share my views and experience as a foreign lawyer who's been working in the Vietnam compared to the other countries, the practices and the laws. So let me start with the my first part. Is about the changes and variations in construction contract and project under Vietnamese laws, and the main relevant laws include long construction that becomes effective in year 2014, and it was amended in 2020, and the decree 37, the decree is prescribing in details on construction contract. But there are some other laws that are relevant to the construction contract and the construction project in Vietnam, and I'm gonna just given the limited time, I'm gonna focus on the 2 laws, the law on construction and the decree 37. So the first thing about the changes and variations in construction contract under Vietnamese laws, this is kind of a summary of my views and the experience. Is the first thing is there's no provision on variations parallel to provisions under FIDIC or the NEC. So as you can see in the later slides, there are many provisions on the contract adjustment, but there's no provision on the variation. And also the second point that I noticed is there's no provision requiring appointment of a person who acts on behalf of employer, like engineer under FIDIC or the project manager under NEC. But I know in many construction contract, there are some provisions about the employer has to appoint somebody who can act on behalf of the employer. But for example, an engineer, it can be somebody third party who can be act on behalf of employer and also work with the contractor. But there's no provision under the Vietnamese law, so they can make some consequences and when implementing the construction contract, and I'll explain more later. And third point is there's no provision requiring contractor to submit program for the work to be undertaken. But under the law, the about schedule and the program kind of works to be undertaken, and the schedule has to be included in the construction contract. But after signing the contracts, there's no provision requiring to update those kind of the kind of things. So it's also related to, there's no provision on variation. Even if there are some, this change of work scope, Vietnamese laws doesn't require to submit the updated, the work scope or some, things like, program. Okay, and instead, there are so many provisions on adjustment on construction contract. So to me, it seems like, the more focus on how to deal with changes after approval or agreement. But it doesn't say anything about, how to get to the approval and the agreement so that, the construction can keep going on. Otherwise, there can be the many hurdles. And the 5 points, the fifth point that I want to share is the adjustment of construction contract includes adjustment of work volume, unit price, contract performance schedule, contract price, and other contents agreed in construction contract. Is pretty much the same language. Languages are included in the law on construction and also Decree 37. But as you can see, it's just too general, and not only too general, it's too broad. It's pretty much about everything. Adjustment, work volume, price, schedule, everything. Other contents are agreed in construction contract. So the Vietnamese laws just kind of forcing the parties to amend everything. If anything happens, any change happens, they have to, it tends to, force or make some pressure on the parties to make the amendment in case of any change. And also about the changes and the variations in construction project. Also, with the more government regulations on the construction project. So the changes in construction project also constitute adjustment of construction investment project. And there are many regulations, more the additional regulations apply in case of the adjustment in construction project involving state fund. So the first two slides kind of summarize the most of the unique characters of the Vietnamese laws to the eyes of the foreign lawyers, and I think it's not only me, and also for the other many foreign lawyers working in Vietnam. Okay, so I'm gonna just briefly walk through some of the provisions that so that you can see the points that I mentioned on earlier on. And the first provision is Article 143 of the law on construction. It says as you can see, the adjustment of construction contract includes blah blah blah, pretty much everything. And then the clause 2 says the construction contract may be adjusted in the following cases. And the first case is when it was agreed upon by the parties in the contract, and or state changes its policies, or project is adjusted, and the fourth one is force majeure event. And also Decree 37 pretty much have the same provision, and So the you can check yeah, some of the provisions by yourself, but it's pretty much the same. It says the Vietnamese law said adjustment construction contract is adjustment of pretty much everything, including volume, price, and schedule, and other matters agreed in the contract. Okay, is the other some of the other articles in the Decree 37. As you can see, Article 37 is about the adjustment of work volume, and Article 38 is about the unit price, and the 39 is about the performance schedule. And it all says the main content and the same content of each article is parties shall agree on specific case in which the issues is changed, adjusted, and it doesn't require them to make an agreement after some variation, but it just gives some pressure on the many parties, especially the Vietnamese parties, making them feel pressure to ask for the amendment of each contract whenever something happens, some change happens. Okay, and also even the construction project, if there's any small change, it also asks for the change of the other adjustment. So the first article 61 of the law on construction is provides on the cases of adjusting construction investment project using state fund, and then in that case, there are more additional regulations and the conditions are required, and the one example is the Article 98 is about the construction permit, and if the adjustment of the interior design of the work the affecting the fire and explosion prevention, then they have to amend the construction permit. So for example, recently I've been working on the Lotte Hanoi Westlake Mall construction, and for example, they already get the construction permit, but they have to buy some the stand for ticket sale, something like that. Then they have to apply for to get the construction permit again. They already got the construction permit approved, but if there's something, they have to bring in some the structure. It doesn't have to be the fixed structure. If there's a stand for the ticket sale, then they had to reapply to get the construction permit. So there are more regulations and the requirements in Vietnam. That's what I found. Okay, there's some more the provisions, but I'm gonna skip this slide and move to the final part. So it's some consequences of the Vietnamese laws that I talked about. The first consequence is there are more difficulty to get paid in case of variation, and there are more controversies and dispute between parties in Vietnam. and there can be many reasons, but some of them are I think this is not the only reasons, but I think at least those the reasons can have been contributing to more controversies. And also there is an extreme tendency to try to enter into an amended agreement or the supplemental writing. Usually especially the Vietnamese parties, they keep asking to we have to get something on writing. And so that's the another the consequence. And the third one is more government regulations in case of changes. Okay, so this is the final slide. And also there are the other circumstances contributing to more confusion due to judicial system, and these are the adjudicating authorities in Vietnam in general require more signed documents compared to the other countries. And also in case of court cases, there are some more uncertainty in Vietnam than in other countries. And also even in the arbitration cases, from my experience, there are similar tendency to require more signed documents. Otherwise, they don't listen to or accept some of the other kinds of evidences. Okay, so I think that's the end of my slide. Thank you.